Hey guys, what's up? This is RanDoM, and I'm going to be casting a game of Goblin against dwarves, which I've played recently. It was like a week or week and a half ago, something like that. Anyway, ended up being a really good game, so I decided to cast it. So we've got JJ here. He's also known as Gerald. I've met this guy kind of recently, and he ended up to be a really good player. I mean, he was already good when I met him, but then he got really like a lot better during the past few weeks, and he's really strong now. Makes good decisions, and I definitely love his play style. And he begins with 4 mineshafts, which is really unusual in 1v1 situation as a dwarf. Even uses this mineshaft in this cute way to transport his workers. So he goes 4 mineshafts, hollow warriors, and I believe this is an archer range. Yes, it is. I answered that with 3. No. There was double tunnel, cave, third tunnel, fourth tunnel, and fifth tunnel. Because I spied him and I knew that he's going for a hard eco, so I decided to answer that with my own stronger economy. Because I knew I would have still some time before he eventually comes over with some harassment units, with some strong push, and I also knew he wouldn't probably be going for like super early creeps, so I wasn't expecting like a bunch of bikes and guardians to come over anytime soon. Like I meant like super soon. I decided to take up really quickly towards Spiderlings. I almost managed to catch this worker, but I mean I found him like here, and I think he was going like this way and then this way, and was saved by his axe throwers. It was a really good micromanagement by him to save that worker. It's actually pretty important to keep your workers alive in the early game. Like if you lose a worker in late game, it's not that big of a deal, because you usually should have like 3 or 4. But in the early game, it's like half of your micro is just gone, just like that. He's building a offensive mineshaft, I would say. I'm not sure if I see that mineshaft. I think it's barely out of my side range. I think like this. I'm not really sure if I see it or not. In any case, trying to get spider arches, like the spider pit is already upgraded, and he has like a lot of army in the mineshaft right now. That's 3. That's like these guys are there, and another 2 units. That's a huge push, and I definitely wasn't expecting that. Not this soon, but that's all because my lack of experience about playing against this build, and I didn't realize that this can come. Also, he's nicely placing mineshaft on the north while he's pushing on the south. He's basically like distracting me with this force, and he's preparing a nice push from the north side. It's really well done. He also used the relical. I have like bats used, but I wanted to save them up for this occasion. Thing is that I failed to block his spikes, so he got a nice clump on my spider pit, and he is probably going to take it down, I think. Because I basically can't touch those spikes. Like I can touch one of those units at a time, and these axe throwers protected them pretty well from the goblin warriors. That was a good job from him, really well done. And now he's coming from the north, because I did already clean up these mineshafts. I'm on 400 command points, he's on 500, so Things are not that bad, even though that they do not look the greatest for me yet. And my biggest problem right now is that I don't have no production of spider riders. I cannot produce anything else than goblin warriors for some time. I also managed to get his builder. I think that I managed to get one of those builders before here, so now he has only one worker. Possibly, if he created one, or none. Depends. Not sure about that. And I'm like really afraid of this army. Mainly because he used the rally call and my bots are by far not ready yet. So it's like not good at all. Not good at all. Because I couldn't produce the spider riders, my macro was kind of failing because I had too much economy for just one cave. So I had to get something up with the money. I decided for Gorkill. Could have waited for shield, but I thought that more of like anti-axe rovers. I need anti-pikes because those are going to be the real problem. I totally failed here. Didn't see that Goblin came out and he managed to do a beautiful slam on my spider riders. Thing with all of this is that if he pushed earlier, my bats wouldn't be ready, but I managed to distract him. He even went for these guys to do some harassment. And now my bats should be ready. Plus his relical actually ran out, so that was a big mistake from him, I think. Thing is, it's not going to matter that much because my surround here was so fucking poor. Like half of my units aren't even attacking. He has nice clamp onto my fortress and he protects those axe rovers really fucking well with the pikes. Thing is that even if I manage to take down his units here, he still has full health Gloin and can pick up heal, I think. Yeah, he has a heal ready. So there's no way this fortress is going to stay alive. Meanwhile, I came for kind of a counter-attack, and I knew I wouldn't be able to take down this fortress. Like I had two Goblin Warriors units here, and summoned Wildman. I just needed the money. Like I really needed the money bad, because I knew I had to stay alive for some time yet. Yeah, that was a nice heal, nice timing. Didn't help that much though, he still died. That was maybe a heal waste, I would say, because that Gloin already did use his lamb, so there was nothing like he could accomplish more, except of killing few more Goblin Warriors. Like, I did a nice damage to his fortress, but that means just nothing. Like, all this meant for me was the money. And of course I could have gone for some of his production, which might have actually been better. Thing is, he's at units in position before, so getting a clump onto these buildings would be much harder, and possibly I wouldn't beat that much money out of it. I got my second cave up. This is, by the way, my last worker without a fortress, so I had to be like super careful about him. Also, I was waiting for this rubble to rebuild itself, because I wanted spider riders so bad, but I only had one worker, and occupying with spider pit whilst I needed to get some more tunnels was just unacceptable. Getting some mineshaft here. I will possibly catch a worker here, I think. I really want to see that. Yeah, actually no, he's going to make a wall hop, and I'll actually keep an eye on this, because I have a feeling like I caught that builder in the end. One nice thing going for me is that I have Gorkill, but thing is that I'm really weak if he comes for straight attack. Wasting these spikes, by the way, not a good idea. He should have brought like shouldn't be moving units around alone like this, because I can always catch them up with my Goblin Warriors. He should always like send group like this, because I cannot touch group like this without spider riders. I should be upgrading this anytime soon. Yeah, I actually kept my units out of vision over here, and he did let that finish, which is kind of bad. He should have cancelled that, saved his money. But this happens a lot to players. But yeah, definitely, it's better to lose the worker right away than to save him by the wall hub and let that wall hub finish. If you're not sure that you can save the worker with the wall hub, just don't even do it. Because the wall hubs costs more than the worker itself if you rebuild him. And it takes a long time to be built. So if you're already making the wall hub, make sure that you have the control to cancel it before it finishes. I really kind of snowballed with the Goblin warriors over here. This is pretty much where you wanna be as a Goblin player. In fights, you want to have your goblins everywhere, clumped up onto his units, surrounded. Even plays down the totem here, so some of my goblins have 50% more armor. And my fortress is going up again. That probably wouldn't be happening if I didn't rebuild my spider pit. If I did rebuild my spider pit and not the tunnels. Also, one thing that helped me a lot was the fact that I bought some time with killing those boros and stuff like that. Stuff like that really helps a lot. I have some leveled up goblins over here. This wasn't a good fight to take because I was basically hitting just the pikes. Those should have been on formation, by the way. Not sure if he did that. Maybe he didn't see this, I guess. I lost these two guys like here really stupidly. Those 2 units of goblins for 1 mineshaft. Not worth, not in my position. Although I'm kinda getting in some decent position. I have the spider out of production again. Yeah. Those kind of like, hey, I got a fort again. So I managed to catch up those units. One thing he's kept doing here is like no battle wagons. He really needed battle wagons because there's a huge chunk of Goblin warriors. He's not going to deal with that just with axe throwers. So it's either Men of Dale and later battle wagons, or earlier battle wagons and later Men of Dale. One of those. You cannot stay on axe throwers all game. You can't do that. So I got actually kind of superior map control over him, thanks to my much faster units, and I wouldn't have that unless he had bad wagons. I think I really messed up here with my spider arrows. I wasn't watching them. I managed to keep control of them. He's getting the forge works. I'm kinda managing to do some harassment. Thing is that this was one of his first mineshafts, so it's level 3 now. And should be definitely using the potion. I fucked that up. These units are getting caught off, but still got the mineshaft level 3. That's huge, because now he had 4 of those. That should have been like level 3 really soon. Now he has only 1. This one. And yeah, my spider arrows. This is where I lost 1 unit, almost. I had 3 full units, or almost full. Now I have 2 full, 1 really badly wounded. Yeah, I managed to zone out those spikes from the spider arrows. One thing he's doing as a mistake, I would say, is losing like shit ton of workers. I've already seen like 5 workers die. Still he has 2, that's a good worker production, but with his rate of losing them, he should have had like 3, I would say. And this is where I went kinda mad, like how retarded are those guys, like they go this way, you tell them to go this way, and what they do is ooh, right through the fucking pikes. I was like, come on guys, you can't be serious about this. For some reason I did put out the totem over here, wasn't the most clever thing I should have done, let's say. I also got level 7 gore kill, which means that I will have the poison stinger ready if I put the guy on the mount, like on his scorpion. I'm getting some more workers over here. I probably lost some. I also managed to get control of this top portion of the map. Thing is, I don't have any effective way to deal with this. Like if we go big chunk of army against big chunk of army and my spider riders do not get a good crash off, then I don't have any efficient way to deal with this army. And I should have solved that by getting some goblin archers and possibly trolls. Trolls would have actually helped, like having 3 or 4 trolls with clubs, with the trees. Yeah, that's a big deal. Another worker fallen here. Could have this is the kind of worker that you should be saving with the wall up, because it's on your side. It's next to mineshaft. You could reinforce it and zone out those spider arrows with some pikes. That's the kind of worker he should have saved. I'm getting my gore kill on the scorpion. Should probably poison stinger him. Not sure why am I not doing that. Also, one thing to note: he has his battle wagon here, and that's one battle wagon against like shit ton of my units and a firing structure. That I should have aimed this tunnel on the battle wagon. By the way, that was stupid from me not to. Yeah. Anyway, the poison stinger was used on Gloin, and it does some huge damage over time to heroes and even to normal units. But mainly it locks him down in the middle of my guys. What he should have done with the battle wagons is save up to 3 battle wagons till he has 3 of them, or maybe even 4 in this kind of situation, and he should have gotten double Man of Dale and 1 healing battle wagon with the well on it, so that he has a good counter to my spider arrows. And yeah, he's like shit ton of inactive units that couldn't have done anything over here. So he would have a really good way to deal with my spider arrows, and a really good way to keep some map control. And the reason why am I saying 4 battle wagons is that he could have had 1 with axe throwers. They'll be dealing additional damage to my tunnels. So he even could have like pushed me to make some pikes, which I would be forced to. And then his axe throwers would suddenly have like a whole new target to take down, because they would be much more efficient against pikes than against goblin warriors. Like from the point of view about the power points. So he managed to sustain alive. Should definitely get another worker here. Thing is that I'm on 1000 CP. He is on 300. It's just not good position to be in. That's just 1 mineshaft, I have a feeling. Yeah, he has 1 mineshaft, 2 actually. I was kind of desperate about the spider arrows. I didn't really realize that he is on such a low mineshaft count.
The phalanx will bring some order.
And I did place it here. I thought he wouldn't find it. Didn't realize that he has like mineshaft right next to it. So that was kind of silly. I had like the whole map and I placed it right next to his shit. Yeah, so he's like at least running away, running around with these spikes. He really doesn't want to see any of my spider riders. By the way, those guys, they were standing here and aiming down some of my goblin warriors coming out of this cave, so I was forced to make double new cave. Because I had no way to deal with those. That's why I wanted my spider riders so desperately. Yeah, but the thing is I have like a super superior economy towards against him. I don't even know how much money does he have. Like I have 4k and I'm floating like crazy. He has... what's that? He's going to have earthquake, I think. Or actually he can pick either earthquake or the fortress. It's up to him. He can pick both. Yeah, he did pick the earthquake, so you can keep an eye on it. And he went really interesting PowerPoint way, like picking up all of the 3 tier 1 powers. Something I don't usually do, but I guess he was good in this situation. Because in the early game he was quite reliable on his glowing. Yeah, he is level 10, nice. Then he needed a rebuild against my Wildman, and of course the relical, what you always want. That was a pretty cute earthquake, but he could have catched much more, I guess, if he waited a bit. He still could have dealt with this army without the earthquake. And I'm almost level 10 gore kill. I was kind of waiting to level him up to level 10 so that he can use his thingy, Call from the Deep, which calls 3 fire drakes onto the map, which is huge. Like from one hero you have 3 fire drakes for some duration. That's can change like any fight. He was getting kind of retarded over here. I wanted him to crash the axe throwers, but he kept trying to the pike, so I kind of gave up on him. Should have followed him back. Yeah, now I'm just like floating stuff like crazy on him. I don't want to let him breathe, really. Even though he's like microing up nicely, you know, he keeps producing the... What was that? There was some kind of sound. Oh, Drogot. All right. Yeah, this is really over. Like this game. I don't see a way how could the dwarf win now. So one thing he should have done is, first off, don't get distracted by a small harassment from the goblin if you think you can actually take him down. Yeah, that was stupid. Because otherwise this is going to happen. The goblin, if you give goblin enough time, he can snowball like this. And you are not taking down goblin that has this kind of economy, these heroes on like level 10 and Drogot and tunnels all over the place. You're just not doing that. Not in this kind of position. So yeah, that's the first thing. Do not get distracted on bullshit when you can actually win the game, right there. And he could, definitely could. Another thing is, Do not stay on axe throwers when there are no pikes to target. Like you are facing, he was basically facing pure goblins the whole game. Nice earthquake, by the way. And yeah, so Man of Dale would have been much better choice. And then, if you are facing a pure goblin, just make those battle wagons. Don't be afraid of that. As I said, 3 or 4 battle wagons running around the map. That's game changing. That's something that I have to answer with spiderlings too. And spiderlings, guess what? They are weak to bikes and Man of Dale. So with that, all of that, yeah, this game would have gone much differently. I would have to have spiderlings, spider riders, still shit ton of of goblin warriors, and I would have to make goblin archers too. I should have made goblin archers even in this kind of situation, by the way. That was kind of stupid from me, but it still did work out. Even getting upgrades here. So yeah, that's basically the whole idea of tanking up. Because if you don't, then you just cannot keep up till the late game. Drogoth is kind of roaming here. He doesn't really care about stuff. Like level 6 Drogoth is huge. That's 2 fireballs, the less fancy and the more fancy one. That can pretty much change a lot of fights. That's a lot of AoE. Together with Gorkill level 10, that has the dragons, the fire drakes. That's just huge. That's so much AoE. That's like that can burst down a 1000 CP dwarven army in like seconds. I'm not sure what the hell was the Drogo doing here. He was just like looking around, trying to figure out something, I guess. Yeah, that's what I call kind of a desperate earthquake, probably. There are the drakes. I'll zoom in so that you can enjoy some fire. Yeah, that's like just shit ton of AoE. Actually, the AoE is kind of working against me for now, I would say. Yeah, you don't really want your shield to get into a group of bikes. I guess I just kinda A-moved here. They're pretty durable, the fire drakes, and yet they deal like good damage, even to single targets, not just the AoE. So they are even pretty good anti-heroes. And I mean, it's just 3 fire drakes. What more do you want? Not 1, not 2, that's 3 fire-breathing fucking monsters. Can't be bad. I kept keeping my Drogoth on really low health. I was kinda afraid for him. Don't want him to die. I think I have Balrog here. Yeah, my Balrog is ready. Yeah, that's it, guys. Hope you enjoy this, and hope this would help you in some of your games. By the way, one more thing. I already said what the dwarf was doing wrong. What I did wrong in the beginning was that I didn't realize how quickly would he come if he began with 4 mineshafts. That was my mistake. What I should have done was either go in hardcore goblin spam with 3 caves, and I should have put much more of pressure on him. That would have probably ended up in not losing my fortress that early, and or I could have gone something like 5 tunnels and going for trolls instead of spider riders, I guess, because he had the pikes anyway. So trolls would have been helpful because they do not receive that much damage from axe throwers. But trolls with like double goblin cave spam, those would have probably helped me a lot. Maybe even saved my fortress. But yeah, definitely do not underestimate somebody who begins with 4 tunnels as a dwarf, because as you see, it can end up in really powerful early push. Hope you guys enjoyed, and see you next time.